and we had a Sabia Cryptomancer. Saiba Cryptomancer into the Bitcoin. But this scene's like
Start over. He keeps putting penis in the thing. Stop it.
we're just writing things to each other.
He's just writing things in the note that we have.
Time.
Oh my god. Yeah, it's like, oh my god.
Do you want to take Sabia Crypto?
Saiba.
Saiba.
Hi, Hippo.
Seda Kaiba.
Okay.
Welcome back, everybody. We're back again with Common Grounds Podcast. I am your host, Cameron Schindler, and I am joined by always by the lovely Thomas Gunn. How you doing, buddy?
I'm good. How are you?
Living, laughing, loving.
Hell yeah.
And with my buddy Hippo. How's Hippo?
I am wonderful as always.
Nice. Alrighty. Today we got a cool episode at the end of the year. We're just going to wrap up 2023 for Pauper, like a year in review of Pauper. What happened this year? What are the sets?
Yeah.
What happened? But
it was a good year for Pauper.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Very good year for Pauper.
Yeah, there were lots of changes that occurred. It was exciting.
Those were like two major sets, I would say. Does anybody want to start us off, or should I do the you do it?
To look at where we are, we have to look where we've been. And I think we should look at the end of 2022 and kind of get an idea of what the Pauper format looked like at the time. So
I agree.
So that we had at that point gotten the Monastery Swiftspear downgrade, so we were able to put that in the red decks, and the red decks became very popular. Mono Blue Fairies was a very popular deck, along with Dimir Fairies as well. We had Grixis Affinity, that was the big boogeyman of the format at the time. We had the Rakdos Madness Burn.
Oh yeah.
We had
that's just like disappeared.
That fell
nowhere.
off.
Yeah.
That fell off so very hard.
The deck was good.
Same with Mono Blue Fairies.
Deck was
that
really
fell
good.
off too.
We had Flickertron. We had Boggles as a deck. It was rising up because of all the aggressive decks.
Mm-hmm.
We had Blue Black Terror style decks, like the Angler decks as well.
Terra had just been printed, like the second to last set of the year.
Yeah.
And this is the time of the slow 4-color gates as well.
Oh yes.
There's a few Caw gates mixed in every once in a while, but there's a lot more of these dirtily 4-color ones going on.
Yeah, there's like Ceruli Gatekeeper or whatever that card is. The card gains 7
Yeah,
life.
the card
Thomas shuddering over there.
Target Thomas Gunn out of the tournament.
I'd like to ephemerate this creature as well.
Oh god. It's good. It's good.
But yeah, that's where we were. And now we look into 2023, and let's get into it.
23 went by so fast. Like, just to start off, like
it's gonna go by faster and faster.
Oh no, is this what aging is like? I hate this.
Yes, actually.
This is terrifying. I'm
sorry, audience. Just keeping it real here on Common Ground.
Yeah. But our first set of 2023 was Dominaria Remastered, and I remember seeing this set and just like as like looking at the draft, I was really excited. I'm like, oh, this is gonna be like super fun to draft. But it was very disappointing for like downshifts. Like these remastered sets, but usually like the master sets are what we look forward to for downshifts. But this only had 11 downshifts, and the most impactful was Spirit Link, which doesn't see play. That's a 1-mana white enchantment. Enchant creature's lifelink. That's it.
Yeah. Nothing super notable here.
Juggernaut got downshifted to common.
Cool. I'll play my 4-mana 5/3.
That seems like a winning plan.
I'd like to play my 7-mana 4/4 for free though. I think I'll take that instead.
But there was really good reprints in the set. So to keep the Pauper format cheap, we had really good reprints with the Wild Growth, Chain Lightning, Fire Blast, Counterspell, Ornithopter, and Duress, and a few more too. But all the ones I mentioned were all old border treatment too. So like, I'm a sucker for the old border frames, so that was really cool for me.
Yeah. This is not the kind of set we're looking for necessarily a ton of downshifts. This is just a kind of a remastered rehash on one specific plane. So this was not really where we're getting our meat and potatoes of the year of good commons for 2023.
You know what I think of when I think of the set?
What's that?
I think of Hippo and I drove 3 hours to an RCQ, scrubbed out, and we drove with my wife, and her sister lives there, so she's hanging out with her sister, and I text her, I'm like, hey, Hippo and I are done. We scrubbed out. And she's like, well, I'm still hanging out with my sister, so y'all find something to do. So we both bought 6 packs of DMR and just played sealed against each other.
I think this is the first time I'd actually opened packs of this set, and I looked at this and I'm like, I cannot imagine more unplayable cards being congealed together to form something unplayable. And I looked at Cameron, I was like, my deck is unplayable. And then you looked at me and you're like, my deck is also unplayable. Turns out yours was more unplayable than mine was, because we just jammed some sealed games. It was very fun.
Classic vibes though.
Oh, it was very good.
It's fun just to play some casual Magic like that sometimes.
Hell
For sure.
And this set came out on January 13th of 2023. I'm going to throw that out there too. Who wants the next one?
I can take this one. So we have our first standard set with Phyrexia All Will Be One, dropped in early February. And we do have some notable additions. Most notably, I think, is the Barbed Batterfists, which is the 2 mana 4 Mirrodin equipment that gives +1 -1, but it comes in auto attached to a 2/2 Rebel, so it basically is a 2 mana artifact that makes a 3/1, and then you can move that thing around. The synthesizer decks were bouncing it with the Glinthawks and the Core Skyfishers, with the Glinthawks and the
I can't say that card either. I messed it up last episode.
with the what did you call it?
I don't know.
Sky Shroud.
Sky Shroud Poachers
Courser or
or
something. I don't know. But it worked really well with the Glinthawks and the Core Skyfishers of the world. It just pretty immediately slotted into these Boros synthesizer decks, and has been pretty effective since.
It just allows the deck to be a little bit more aggressive. Get them beat-ins.
Yeah.
Put that Battle Fist on a Glinthawk.
Move it around.
Start punching.
And I think these next 2 cards on our list are actually gave birth to an entire archetype.
Can you speak on that?
Yes, of course. So, also with Phyrexia All Will Be One, we definitely got the return of the poison mechanic.
Mm-hmm.
And with that, we got 2 very, very good enablers to allow for 3 actually, allowed to allow for a poison storm kill in Pauper without actually attacking with infect creatures. So actually 3 cards in total. We have Prologue to Pheresis, which is 1 in a blue, instant, draw card. Target opponent or each opponent gets a poison counter.
Yep.
Your other card that gives poison counters is Infectious Inquiry, which is 1 black. You draw 2, lose 2, and each opponent gains a poison counter. And then to really speed up some things, actually 4 in total. We have 4 cards in total for this deck. I know that 4 cards in total for this deck. The third is Experimental Augury, which is Anticipate, but it also proliferates on the back end. The last card that really pumped up this deck was Vivisurgent's Insight, which is 3 blue for a draw 3 and also a proliferate attached to it as well. Sick. So this really makes the Poison Storm deck even a deck at all. Adding 4 cards just really accelerate that game plan all in one set. It's really, really powerful.
I watched you and your buddy play that at our Pauper monthly, and you were so tilted.
I took so few game actions that mattered, and that deck, in paper, that deck takes so long to take game actions because you have to move so many dice around. Yes, as I was sitting there doing nothing, it was very frustrating.
That is kind of one of those things I think about. This deck takes forever, not because it's necessarily hard. There's a lot of physical movement.
Same thing with some of these the synthesizer decks is also kind of the same thing. You're just moving physical pieces of actual pieces of cardboard or dice in this case. It just takes a lot. It just takes a lot of time to resolve every one of these proliferates. It's as someone who's played against it enough, it's very obnoxious in paper.
The synergy with the prophetic prisms and the lands are really cool with this deck, though.
You get to play all the depletion lands from Masks block, I believe.
What do they do? They intertap.
They intertapped, and they enter with 2 depletion counters on them, and you can tap them to add and remove a depletion counter to add 2 mana of the color that the land is. The deck plays the Sultai ones, and then you also play, as you mentioned, Prophetic Prism and Everflowing Chalice as its way to like really make tons of mana to use for like the Vivisurgeon's Insight.
Alrighty. We also, this set, I remember seeing Gleeful Demolition, and that really scared me because I read this. I'm like, why are we getting another Kadoltha Rebirth? And then I saw it was a common, and I'm like, oh, thank God.
You mean an uncommon?
Or yes, it was an uncommon.
It was not a common, thank goodness.
If it was a common, I would not be saying thank God. I'd be crying like Gudden destroys me.
I mean, I have been allergic to the Kuldotha rebirth this whole time, so I don't think you'd have to worry about that from me. But things might be changing. Yeah. March of the Machine came out in April, on April 14th. And we got a couple of cards. Most notably, speaking of the red decks, was Ren's Resolve, which is another impulse effect in red. You exile the top 2 cards of your library. You can play them until the end of your next turn for 1 in a red for a sorcery. So now that makes 8 copies. And typically, once you have 8 copies of something in Magic, you can build a pretty reliable deck around that effect. Yeah,
the card does has a lot of card velocity attached to it in the color red. Not that it really needed a whole lot of help. It also had Synthesizer as well. So, but yeah, having that as an additional effect, really good for those red decks.
Agreed.
And the other notable card, I think, and it's actually just a recent addition that I've seen pop up in some more sideboards than anything else, is the card Saiba Cryptomancer. It's a really cool card with a cool mechanic attached to it. 1 in a blue for an 0-2 with flash.
I think it's 0-1.
0-1, sorry. 0-1 with flash. When this card enters the battlefield, it has backup 1. And for those who don't know what backup 1 is, you may put a counter on a creature you control, and then it gains the following ability. And this particular creature has hexproof. So I have noticed this card actually popping up in some of the sideboards for like these glitter decks that have been doing really well. Protects the creature really well.
But no like huge impact.
No huge impact. This is more of a sideboard card than anything.
Ren's Resolve was definitely like the most impactful thing out of this set.
Yeah, that card was multiple dollars a piece.
Wow, that's big money here.
Yeah, we're talking a format of commons. Multiple dollars is a lot.
We had March of the Machine's Aftermath come out on May 12th, 2023. Of course, it was 23. But it was like a mini set of like 6 cards, so there's no commons in there. It was more than 6, but it sure felt like it. Yeah. But there was like 4 cards a pack, no commons, so we'll skip that. There's nothing fun for us. Lord of the Rings came out this summer. It was July 23rd. June 23rd. Thank you.
As someone who participated in Pro Tour Lord of the Rings, would you like to take this one?
Sure. Most notably, what?
Oh.
Boo. No, I played a lot. I obviously drafted a lot of this set. I had a lot of fun drafting the set. It was super, super fun. And most notably, both good in the draft format and very good in Pauper is the cycle of the land cyclers. In each color, we have Eagles of the North, Lorien Revealed, Troll of Khazad-dûn, Oliphant, and Generous Ent. These are all, you pay 1 mana to cycle them, and then you can search for a land of the land type that it cycles for. For instance, Generous Ent, forest cycles for 1, so you can search a forest. That also can let you find a land that just has forest in its type alongside another type, for example, like the tapped duels, either from the snow duels from Kaldheim or the tapped duels from Dominaria United. But no, these are very good in constructed. They work really well with shocklands and triomes and things like that. These were really impactful cards across pretty much all formats they're legal in.
Sick.
And I think especially in Pauper, Lorien Revealed and Troll of Khazad-dûn have really popped off and showed that I think they're the best of the bunch. Lorien Revealed gave Terror a huge boost this summer, and it started popping off in the results after this printing.
It put Terror on the map for sure, because in that deck, and all these decks really, is just evolving wilds with a huge upside that can grab a tap dual land.
Exactly.
It's so cool.
I know I'll speak on the side of the troll. I know the Gardens deck gets to play like a lot of copies of this, and also now that they've started to adopt like Witch's Cottage, so they can pitch it and then grab it back later, and then it's a beefy dude the opponent has to kill later. It's really big. The card's very, very hard to block.
We just got to mention gardens at least once.
Yeah, we can't help it. It's the Gardens Love podcast.
For sure. And just Eagles is the only one that isn't seeing play, the white one.
It has, I think it popped up in one mono white list that I think I've seen.
But like,
it's not a realistically played card, but I did see it like one time. It did like top 8, like some challenge or something or another.
I think Oliphant's pretty slept on too.
I think so too.
Generous Int, I know, does see play in the Ponza deck.
We saw one copy in the list we were talking about last episode. I saw one Generous Ent in one of the fog decks as well, just as an additional land cycler, just a threat to put into play. Yeah,
so you can eventually attack and attack if you need to and win the game.
Makes an artifact, gains 3 life.
It's also a 5/7.
Yeah, it's huge.
It blocks flyers. Literally the whole format except for Troll.
Yeah.
Just I'll touch on again, but just like early game, go get a land, and late game, these are just awesome top decks.
Especially Lorien Revealed.
Oh, yeah.
Just like 1 mana, draw a land, or 5 mana, draw 3 cards. It's pretty sick. That also puts an instant in, also puts a sorcery in the graveyard for your terror. Like, it's absolutely busted.
I've noticed playing Coggates too. It's if I think this could be a grindy matchup, and I have lands to play, it's like I'm not gonna cycle my Lorien Revealed. It's like this game's gonna go long. I'm gonna play it for 5 and draw 3 eventually.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Also, it's really good with on that same front. It shuffles the deck for your Squadron Hawks too,
and
brainstorm
that,
effects. So it's really good there.
Other cards from Lord of the Rings that we had printed. Cast into the Fire is a huge update to the suite of removal spells for artifacts and also random cheap creatures. This is kind of an exile and artifact / electrickery-ish, like all in one. It's another good card.
I don't know about you, but I'm a fan of modality.
Yes, options are good. Additionally printed at common in the red section from Lord of the Rings was Improvised Club, which is a 2-mana red instant. You can sack a creature or an artifact and deals 4 damage to any target. So it's like kind of a shrapnel blast in a way. It's awkward that it's 4 damage and you can kind of already do 4 damage with something like a galvanic blast or a fire blast. But it's popped up in decks here, in deck lists here and there. It's a fine card. I've thought about it every once in a while.
We also got some really cool artifacts in this set too. One of which being Limbus, which has also had a huge impact. It's just a 2 mana when it enters the battlefield, scry 1 and draw a card, and it has the food text of being pay 2, sack it, gain 3 life. But when you do that, it also shuffles into your library. So it's really cool. It gives you some longevity against these fast red decks or any other beatdown getting put on you.
Yeah, this is a huge part of the success of the synthesizer decks, I think, along with now the Gardens deck as well. That Limbus is proven it's here to stay. It's a really good card. Really, really good on rate. It does a lot of things.
Which one of you put Wizards Rockets on this list?
I did. So actually, this card does show up in one deck that I can think of right off the top of my head is the Altertron deck. That's really the only notable mention on that card is good in that deck. Adding specific colors of mana, it's pretty good there.
What's it? It's like Chromatic Sphere, but you can pay X into it. Correct?
Yeah, you can pay X and get X number of colors out of it.
Does it draw a card?
Yes, it does draw a card.
Cool,
but it's just slow because it comes in tapped.
Heck yeah, it does. Then, any thoughts on Lord of the Rings? Like wrap it up on that. It was pretty impactful. Like
that's probably the most impactful set of the year, I would imagine.
Those land cyclers.
Land cyclers are absolutely huge. Not even just, and I'll touch on other formats too. Those cards have shaken up multiple Magic formats, all the way even into Vintage.
Yeah, we don't have Force of Will. We still play.
Like like you can say Lorien Revealed, even going all the way down into Vintage. Like that, like the how good those cards are it cannot be overstated.
Then our next set that came out was August 4th, 2023, of course. And that was Commander Masters. We had this was also pretty impactful too.
Yeah, this was a big one. This was more for just the Pauper format than it was for Magic overall.
And Peasant Cube, I love this for Peasant Cube. That's a different podcast.
Yeah, you get to play with Gonti now, baby.
Yeah, coming soon near you. Cryptic Serpent got downshifted. So this is blue 5.
Yes, this is blue 5. Costs 1 less for each instant sorcery in your graveyard. It's a 6/5, so it's a little bit beefier than the Tolarian
But
Terror.
it doesn't have that ward like the Tolarian Terror. But this really helped mono blue becoming one of the most popular variants of the Terror decks. Just having this extra big beefy threat.
Yeah, this really allowed them to just be mono blue instead of playing blue black, so you don't have to play like Gurmag Angler.
Mm-hmm. But you see some variants now between the two.
Yeah.
We also had all that glitters. That I feel like it took a minute for this card to like really. I say that, but the blue white affinity decks started popping up immediately. But I didn't see a ton right away. But all that glitters is 1 colorless white enchantment, and enchanted creature gets +1/+1 for each artifact and enchantment you control. So this just helped make another affinity deck, and it's just really, we talked about it a lot before. It's just really low to the ground. It's gonna kill you. Really cool deck. I've even seen synthesizer decks playing 1 or 2 copies of this which makes sense. Put it on Glinthawk, get in there. It's a good top deck.
Yeah,
It's a really strong card.
Yeah, the card is. If I had to imagine on a short list of cards that are the best cards in the format at the time being, and they may prove to be a bit much for the format overall to handle if people have to start playing, however many copies of Dawnbringer Cleric and Destroy Evils and things of that nature. Like that's a lot to ask.
I wouldn't be surprised if
this card does not make it particularly much longer in the format. I would agree. I think it is definitely just fireball, like 2 mana fireball. It's so disgusting. But moving on, we have a card that actually reinvigorated a beloved archetype from old school Pauper fans. If you like one land spy, this is the deck for this. We got 2 cards actually that go in this deck. We have Dread Return. For those who don't know what Dread Return is, 2 black. You can return target creature from your graveyard to the battlefield, or you can pay its alternate cost from the graveyard of sacking 3 creatures to return a creature from the graveyard. The creature that also came along in the same set as this was a Lotless Giant. And this creature, when it comes into play, you dome each opponent for the number of creatures in their graveyard.
And so, like, the deck just played, like, a bunch of, like, there's that card that's like Gruul. You can sacrifice it, add, like, a red or a green.
Wild Cantor.
Yeah, I played, like, Wild Cantor, stuff like that. And I put against this deck once. Game 1, they milled their deck over. And he's like, oh, I messed up. And he conceded. And he's like, I'll tell you after. I'm like, what happened there? And I think he had 2 black mana at the end of the combo. And he needed 3 black mana because you pay.
So you need to unearth. There's a black creature. The deck mills over for a single black. You unearth it, and those are the 3 creatures you need to sack for the Dread Return.
Exactly. So, but it was like one of them was in his hand, and I think it's 2 mana to play. So he was 1 mana short of flashbacking the Dread Return. But that was my first interaction with the deck, and I was so confused. I'm like, yeah, okay, cool.
this is the definition of the glass cannon deck of the format. You either win or you lose. It is very simple.
I have not seen this deck since.
Yeah, it had like 2 weeks where it was like the most popular thing on the planet to be doing, and then everybody's like, "Oh, we just play Relic of Virginis and we cannot lose the game." Cool.
Yeah, for sure.
Deal. Another card downshifted in Commander Masters was Drown in Sorrow, an old favorite of mine from previous standards. It's 1 black for sorcery, gives all creatures -2/-2, and I believe there's a scry.
There's scry 2 on
Scry
text.
2 attached to it.
Or hold on. Is there
Scry
some number of scry? 1 second.
Some number of scry. James is gonna check on that. But this is good. It's a mini board wipe to stop like the fairies decks if they go too wide, Cawgates, mono white, things like that. What's the deal? How much do we
scry 1.
Scry 1. All right. -2/-2, scry 1. Yeah, it's just a good addition. Effects like this, I think, are far too narrow and or not powerful enough in like a standard environment these days. So bringing this down to common just seems to make sense to me anyway. It's nice to have something like this, because otherwise we have like the 4-mana one from one of the Commander Legends.
Arms of Hadar.
That's like it's instant. It only -2s their board,
Yes.
which is also good, and that will still see play in decks where only stopping your opponent's stuff is relevant. But this is a really nice board wipe. Like we had mentioned Drown in Sorrow, I believe, last episode, that it in one of your tournament reports, that it kind of against you, James, it kind of wrecked your day at the end of it all.
Yeah, that was the card that blew up all my Obsidian Acolytes, and then the wheels fell off.
Arms of Hadar is a sorcery. My bad. I said it was an instant.
Oh, okay.
Don't hurt me.
Suffocating Fumes is the instant.
There you go.
There we go.
But I was updating Gardens today before you guys came over.
Yeah.
And I just lost my Drowned Sorrows. No clue where they're at. I'll have to shell out and buy.
I might have a couple.
So I have a fun quick story about Drown in Sorrow. I have not played this card since I was in high school. And
30 years ago?
I mean, I'm not that old, but okay.
Wow.
When this card became legal to play, and I was gonna play Gardens, I knew that I still had together a really like cheap black devotion deck from high school, still sleeved, in still had all the same cards in there, and I knew exactly where it was. Yes. And I was like, there were 4 Drown in Sorrows in this deck.
Boom.
And I was like, I pulled them out. I was like, they're still here. Let's go.
When I moved here, I found from like when I first started playing Magic, the old LGS, they did like standard Pauper. And so I found a standard Pauper deck I'd sleeve together still.
Hell yeah.
It was like Ixalan standard too, so it was horrendous.
One last card we want to shout out here is Murmuring Mystic. This is one last downshift. It wasn't uncommon from one of the newer, more recent Ravnica sets. It's 3 and a blue for a 1/5, and whenever you cast an instant or sorcery, you make a 1/1 bird token with flying. I used to play this when that card was in standard on Arena in the Phoenix decks. Yeah, it's been making waves in Terror decks already in the format. It's a great option. Also in the Fog deck, we've seen it in the sideboards.
Yeah, it's in the Fog deck. It's in the Familiars deck as well as a backup win, because it's actually Splinter Twin. It actually acts as a Splinter Twin. If you have like the Familiar combo and with a Murmuring Mystic in play, you just make infinite birds.
Is there a way to give them haste?
No, not that.
Okay, so it's not exactly Splinter
It's close.
Twin.
It's very close.
Splinter Twin on suspend.
It is it is suspend 1 Splinter Twin with this card in play.
The meme in my head, like the guy holding like
is
the
this
butterfly.
is this Splinter
Is
Twin?
this Splinter Twin?
Splinter
Oh my god, Magic community could do a lot with that meme.
Yeah, the card. I think that's like the best home for that card is the Familiars deck.
Cool.
We had some cool reprints in this set too.
Yeah,
Again.
there were approximately 1 million.
Yeah, we had Counterspell, Ram Through, Faithless Looting, Ghostly Flicker, Three-Bit Inspector, Thorn of the Black Rose, Ash Barons, the Bounce Lance, and Borderless too, which is cool. Deep Analysis, Spirited Companion, and Makeshift Munitions, and a lot of those are actually borderless. Oh wow, there's a lot more. Tron Lands, Elvish Mystic, Battle Screech, and Palace Sentinels as well.
Yeah. Also, another one there is the some of those fleet cards that we had talked about in the last episode. The add the Monarch, the blue-red creature blue gray creatures that add the Monarch.
Yeah, they were there.
They were also in there. That set as well. That set had the Monarch in it. So
Close Commander Masters, impactful as well.
Providing a lot of staple cards we see now. Like I think definitely the most impactful one's been all the glitters.
And Cryptic Serpent too, though. You can't.
I mean, yeah, I think there's an argument between the two. Both are very, very, very powerful. I think one has overtaken the other as far as what is seeing more play currently. I think it's the glitters cards, because I think the banning of Swift Spear actually helped those glitters decks out a little bit as far as being able to have time to set up and make these glitters really, really impactful.
And what was the next set?
Looks like we have Wilds of Eldraine that came out on September 8th this year.
What was some notable cards, Hippo?
Well, we have another card that goes in a deck that I mentioned earlier, the Ultratron deck. We have a Candy Trail. Just a sweet little 1-mana little cantrip style artifact. It's really cool.
Make some waves in Gardens too. I've seen Gardens people play that every once in a while.
Yeah, I think the actual card that really is in the garden sideboard is the Troublemaker Oof, which is just a disenchant. If you bargain something, it's pretty sweet. And then we had a little Gingerbrute reprint, and to disappoint Thomas, I could not find my original Eldraine
Oh no.
Gingerbread. So I definitely played some reprint ones this last
no.
at my last Pauper event.
That Gingerbread art is a coward.
So which art do you like better? You like the OG art?
The OG, yeah. He's like being a little goblin, just jumping out of a pie and jumping out of a window, being a
so
little
is the-
rascal. The
so
new
is the
one's
new
just,
one.
he's just running away from a wolf with a scared face. It's like, what? No.
He's fast. He's
No,
showing how
but
fast he is.
No,
I
no,
never
no, no,
noticed that art. That is
no.
funny.
OG one's way better. No shade on the artist. The art is cool. It's just no. It's my preference.
And that about takes care of all the Wildsville drain cards that we see. Oh, actually, we did get a couple. Actually, I want to mention one more that we talked about on the last episode, which is the Restless Nightmare card. The little one, Hopeless Nightmare. Sorry, Hopeless Nightmare. The little 1-mana enchantment that comes into play. You makes each opponent discard a card and lose 2.
Oh, that is funny. Yeah, we got some like random fringe enchantments like that.
Yeah, there's a couple of random really cool ones in there too. Just hanging out in the wings, waiting for their time to shine.
And Gunn, what was our last set of the year?
Our last set of the year, and maybe the most impactful, was the Lost Caverns of Ixalan, which dropped in the middle of November. We have a lot of hits. The first one I want to talk about is the Goblin Tomb Raider, which has shown itself to be just a solid staple in the red decks already. We've talked about it a bunch. It's fast, it's lean, it wants to kill you. It's good. It's a good card. I still kind of can't believe it exists, but it does, and I'm excited to play with it.
I think this is definitely the most impactful standard set of the year, by like a lot.
Oh, absolutely. This has some banger cards that have actually really shaken up the format already.
Shaking up Pioneer too.
Yeah, I think so. This is a multi-format impactful set. Like it's done lots of good stuff here.
We got
So what are some notable cards that we looked at in this set?
Hippo and I have definitely have sung the praises of Tithing Blade and Fanatical Offering a lot on this podcast because we're fanboys of Gardens. So we've talked about enough of those cards for I won't read them off again. But they have made the Gardens deck. It changed up the Gardens deck a little bit, and it's sweeter removal. So that's really cool. But I don't know what Mephetic Draught is.
I also don't know.
Did
what
I
Fake
write that?
Draft is.
You sure did.
What did I do? What am I doing with my life, guys?
Okay.
Oh, I don't know why people are playing
It's
this.
a mono black
Ichor Wellspring.
mono black
Eagles
Igor
are
Wellspring, kind of, yeah.
Yeah, so the next card we have is Mephetic Draught. 1 in a black. Whenever it enters the battlefield or is put into the graveyard from the battlefield, you draw a card and lose a life. Nice little cantrip artifact.
I don't know why people are playing this.
I also don't really know why. I think
Why
you would
are we talking about it?
I think
I've seen people play it.
Oh, okay.
I think Ichor Wellspring just kind of does the same thing.
Yeah, I've seen them not playing 4 Ichor Wellsprings, but playing copies of these. I'm like,
Interesting.
what's going
It is a
on?
black pip.
Cool.
Interesting.
Got to get that devotion, I guess. The Discover lands aren't really doing anything, so they're all a cycle tap lands that you can pay like 4 or 5 mana, tap, sacrifice it, and you discover 4. They haven't done anything in this format, but they're something that's kind of cute, and I wouldn't be surprised if a deck played 1 or 2 maybe. Then we had a really cute card, Basking Capybara. I thought it was worth mentioning because it's Magic's first Capybara.
It's true.
I did notice that as well when I was cracking some packs the other night.
And I joke with my wife when I say it looks like our cat Chowder.
This is true. It does look like your cat.
But no, I think that Gun, you were surprised that was it from the set, but
I guess I was expecting more from it. It's felt more impactful. I mean, I guess just the Gardens decks popping up in big portions of these top 8s and events we've talked about so far. I know we like Gardens on this show, but it's putting up good results, and the couple of new cards have shown up in their lists, and so I think that's making it seem a little bit more impactful than maybe it is right off the bat. But I mean, if we just look at this Gardens list that we talked about last week, they've got Troll of Khazad-dûm, they've got Lembas, they've got Tithing Blade, they've got Fanatical Offering. These are all new cards. Snuff Out got a reprint in Doctor Who, which we didn't mention. So it's a little bit more accessible to get your Snuff Outs now.
the art was so ugly I could not put it down.
Well, you're not a Doctor Who fan, so
Nope.
you wouldn't know why that art is that way. I think it's cool.
I'll be in the in-between and say I appreciate it for the people who enjoy Doctor Who.
Yes, and the Drowning Sorrows in the sideboard. This Cameron is doing the hands thing that the robot is doing in the art. at me. But the Drowning Star was also in the sideboard. Like this year was a really strong year for Pauper. We got a lot of hits. And at the very end, they cut my girl short. They said, all right, you've had a year of Swiftspear. She's a little too much. We need to make sure people's sideboards are less toxic and more diverse and slow down the format just a little bit.
Which is so funny because Affinity's just doing the same thing now where it's like, all right.
But there are more ways to just like blow up artifacts and enchantments rather than just like stop. Like Swiftspear can just like come down and just kill you.
Oh, it's definitely like sped it up like we talked about before.
Yeah.
So, what do you guys think about giving some mentions of what we think our favorite cards and our least favorite cards of the year are?
Well, I can tell you my least favorite card of the year.
What that might be?
Is it the Capybara?
No, it's not the Capybara.
No, it's not.
It's Mephitic Draw. I don't know why people are playing that. I don't think that's the only thing I can think of my least favorite card. I have no beef with Magic cards. But
you're not taking a Magic card out to let's take this outside with a Magic card.
I actually do. I do have one of these, or actually a pair of them that I am not a fan of. Is the two poison cards?
Uh-huh.
I think there should be a cool combo deck in the format. I think this deck's incredibly obnoxious. It's a dexterity nightmare in paper. I'm just not a fan. I think those two cards, I mean, their cards are cool, but I think as far as what it does to a paper tournament is not conducive to fun gameplay on both sides of the table.
As someone who likes Turbo Fog,
I'm also moving less physical pieces of things than a million pieces of dice around a table. So yeah, I think those are my least favorite commons that have shown up this year, or those two in poison cards.
Favorite card of the year, I think I would either have to give it to Troll of Khazad-dûm, just kind of like tying up some loose ends. It was really cool, but I also want to give it to Tithing Blade because I think Tithing Blade's like really dynamic what you can do with it. You can bounce it. It gives you sack fodder. I'm going to say Tithing Blade. The card's cool.
Is your favorite card for the year?
Yeah, favorite new card.
Favorite new card for the year? Thomas, do you have a new favorite card this year?
I'm going to go with Lorien Revealed. It's just so clean. It's really powerful. It, as much as we talk a lot about me being the mono red player, I love blue control decks as well. I just like haven't gotten around to playing one yet in a while. And it's just the perfect card for exactly what these blue decks want to be doing. Just cycle it early, get a land, put a spell in your graveyard for your terrors, draw 3 cards in the late game. It's so great. And I mean, I might also be a little biased in that it was one of the best commons to be drafting in the limited format that I tested really heavily for the Pro Tour. And I just also just fell in love with casting Lorien Revealed. I have a foil Pro Tour stamped Lorien Revealed. That's pretty sick.
Sick brags.
Yeah. Well,
it's super cool.
That draft deck was great. I did not play it great. But yeah, no, I think I would give it to Lorien Revealed. I haven't gotten enough games in with the Tomb Raider to know for sure how I feel about the Tomb Raider, other than I know it's going to be good. But no, I think if I had to pick a favorite, I would pick Lorien Revealed.
I also really like, this is weird, but I really like the retro foil Chain Lightning. Because like the foils from DMR they're super they're good foils. They weren't like bad quality. They looked really cool.
What about you, James?
My favorite common of the year? Yeah, I think I'm also going to go with Thomas on this one. I think Lorien Revealed, not only am I going to segue into saying I think it's my favorite common of the year thus far, I think it is also the best one that we've gotten this year. I'll just go ahead and throw that out there. And we can move on to the best, the actual best card we believe overall of the year. I think it's Lorien Revealed.
I think it's All That Glitters.
I definitely think those are the two winners.
Yeah,
for sure. Where do you want to break this tie, or do you want to add a third into the pot?
I don't know. Well, the other more impactful ones, like Rent's Resolve, is basically a reprint, a reskin of Reckless Impulse, and just gives another effect. So I feel like that doesn't really qualify here. Nobody's done anything really broken with Dread Return yet that isn't so glass cannon-y. I actually, as we were talking, we started talking about the land cyclers or leading up to it. I was like, man, what can you do with Eagles of the North? And I was like, wait a second, Dread Return's legal. Wait, what if you made like a ton of tokens and then you Dread Return your Eagles and make your tokens huge and you just get in? Like, I don't know. Maybe there's something there, but probably not. But maybe, I don't know.
Exhume is also legal too.
Is it?
Yeah.
Exhume's a common?
Yep.
Yeah, Exhume's been a common
Oh.
for a very long time. That's the card that pairs really well with Troll. It actually
right.
gave the Mogwarts deck like a backdoor plan.
That's right. Oh my god, I can't believe I forgot about that. I think it's between it could definitely be All That Glitters. It's hard for me to give it to All That Glitters because it's a downshift. So for me, I think it's between Lorien Revealed and the Troll, and I think I'm gonna go with James and give it to Lorien Revealed.
Ooh, it's okay to be wrong. It's like no big deal.
Okay.
So you've heard it here. I think the winner for best common of the year is Lorien Revealed. I mean, it's Cameron. It's your number. I mean, it's your number 2.
Yeah, say cards.
I was like, I either have Troll at number 2 or All the Glitters at number 2. So I think we're all in the same boat over here.
For sure. Do we have something else to talk about today? Yeah.
We do. Yeah. Yeah, we do.
What is it?
This is not quite so recent for y'all listening at home as we're recording ahead of time in anticipation of Atlanta and the holidays. We're going to take this opportunity to look ahead to next year, the first set of next year, which will be, or at least the first standard release set, which will be Murders at Karlov Manor. And we're going to take a look at some of, just a few of the commons that they've spoiled so far. We've got a handful of spoilers here, and some of them are already very exciting to talk about.
I can't find them.
Oh,
Would either of you like to start on one in particular?
Oh yes, there's absolutely one I want to talk about. I'm
Go
sure
for
you
it.
both know what it is. It's a Novice Inspector. I
Hell
get another Thraven Inspector. I could not be
Yes.
more. I could not be more excited. I cannot wait to play 8 Inspectors in whatever deck that's a good thing to be doing in.
Also, no, go ahead.
So, do you think people are reasonably going to want?
Yes,
Really?
yes, I will absolutely find some way to play 8 Inspectors.
I don't think people are going to be playing 8 Inspectors at the end.
I think
when
you
things
might.
settle.
I think there's a world where, say, something like this current Jeskai Glitters deck doesn't play blue, and we just play 8 Inspectors instead. We still get to play Synthesizer.
Oh, it'd be like a blue-red affinity deck.
No,
White,
just
red.
white.
Oh,
white, red.
White-red.
Yeah, so it looks like the Synthesizer deck currently, like the normal, like more aggressively slanted Synthesizer deck, but we just get to play more Inspectors.
I love this card. This card is so sick. I mean, I've been in Pioneer Land for months, and I really like this. Has a lot of implications across a lot of constructed formats, but specifically for Pauper, like James was saying, having essentially eight copies of the same card is huge. You can blink this in the synthesizer decks. It makes an artifact for your affinity stuff. It's 2 pieces of cardboard for anything that cares just about counting on land permanents. This thing is definitely going to be a player. I'm excited for it to be in standard. I am excited for Pioneer to also have 8 Thraben Inspectors. This is great. They're both humans if that were ever to come up. And it's just a 1-mana 1/2, which is a really good stat line in Pauper.
It would
really
It
good stat
would
line.
almost be better if it wasn't human for one of all of one mind or
For
one,
of a mine?
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah. That's a good point.
This actually just gives us another way to make those ninjas better too.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, just bounce it, and then the ninja and the clue is your artifact and enchantment just right off the bat for stuff that cares about that. Ooh.
You mean like the card All the Glitters?
all the well, it
Oh, you
counts
mean-
both, but I mean
Yeah.
like the if there's anything like from Neon Dynasty that like cares about having an artifact and an enchantment,
Oh,
and
like-
then boom, you just have it on turn 2.
There's like that uncommon land that taps to draw
Yeah.
a card or something like that.
Yeah, I don't know
Yeah,
if there's
both.
I don't know if there's anything specifically in Pauper, but that just like sprung to mind of like then I don't know. You got me going. You got me brewing.
I'm excited to cube with this card too. Get another Thraben Inspector
Yeah,
from
2
a
Thraben
Pez and
Inspectors.
cube.
That's sick.
And I think the other notable card we've seen thus far that might have some implications in Pauper is a card called Deduce. 1 in a blue, instant, draw card, and investigate. Turns out making game pieces is good. I don't know if anybody knows that or not.
This is just better Think Twice.
Oh yeah, big time.
Yeah, I would agree with you.
It's just Think Twice, and the flashback is a mana cheaper, and it's on an artifact that's in play.
And it doesn't leave the graveyard.
Right.
That's
So,
true.
yeah,
It's better for your Terra decks.
I didn't like this card at first until you mentioned just like,
making game pieces.
yeah, like that's very relevant, especially in a format like Pauper.
Yeah, I agree. And also it works really well with like the improvised card, like Metallic Rebuke as well.
Yes. Ooh. Now we're brewing. Thraben Inspector, eight Inspectors, Metallic Rebukes. You can like
This deduce card.
Yeah. Ooh. Now we're brewing.
Say,
Hell yeah.
Too bad lead pipe's uncommon. You can't beat people with lead pipes.
Yeah. Well, that's
darn.
okay.
Gun, you take the last one. It's fitting for you.
There's one last one for sure. This is called Demand Answers. It's 1 in a red for an instant. As an additional cost to cast the spell, sacrifice an artifact or discard a card, draw 2 cards. Now we've had Thrill of Possibility for quite some time, and Tormenting Voice before that, of just red 2-mana instant, sack or discard a card, draw 2 cards. We've had that. But now we can sacrifice an artifact to do it. So this is like being like a Deadly Dispute, Thrill of Possibility kind of hybrid in red, which is sick. Absolutely sick. I think this plays really well with the shift in red Pauper decks into Tomb Raider and more artifacts with Swiftspear being gone. You're just going to have a ton of artifacts lying around that you can sacrifice and just turn into more cards.
Didn't they preview this right after they banned Swiftspear too? Was it the same day or was it a few days later?
It was I think it was just the next day. I think it was the day after.
Which is pretty funny because I saw that. I'm like, huh. Like, that's pretty good for that deck.
Think of this in a synthesizer deck.
Yeah. No,
you sack your synthesizer, you flip a card off a synthesizer, and you draw 2 cards.
Does this see play in Boros Synth, do you think?
I mean, it certainly could.
You have the clues to sacrifice.
This makes your mana cleaner, so you don't have to dip into black. But as far as one of our cards one of the really good cards this year, Tithing Blade, also does make you want to dip back into black. Mm-hmm. So there's that point of contention here, which is really cool for deck building, actually.
Yeah, there's a lot of different pieces. This just gives more colors this kind of effect, like the Deadly Dispute-ish kind of effect. So you can kind of play around with this, and like white is making what?
I was like, when do I get my white one?
Oh, the white. No, white just keeps getting Thraben Inspectors.
I mean, I'm okay with that too.
Yeah, that's probably fine. But like blue is making clue tokens and drawing cards. White is having little creatures that are making artifacts. Red is now sacrificing artifacts to draw cards. There's a lot of synergy pieces that are being presented here, and like James was saying, the deck building puzzles are going to be really, really fun to play around with.
Man, they just love this effect at Wizards of like sacrifice an artifact, draw 2 cards.
It's good.
Like,
yeah. Sack a permanent, draw 2 cards seems to be really popular there.
Yeah.
And
also, yeah. Also, I know that Wizards of the Coast likes Death and Taxes as well. So adding a little 3-1 Inspector doesn't hurt my feelings any.
Yeah.
All right, that's all the common spoilers we got from Murders at Karlov Manor.
Oh, there's one more quickly. Quickly touch on it. Topiary Panther. This is 4 green for a 6/5 plant cat with trample, and it also has basic land cycling for 1 and a green. It looks like we're just going to get another cycle of basic land cyclers. Notably, not as good as the land cyclers from Lord of the Rings, but having access to maybe a different type of, like, this is a 2-mana cycler that tramples if you want something that's going to be able to trample over your opponent's tokens deck that you're reanimated out of the graveyard, as opposed to like Generous Ent or something like that. So it'll be interesting to see what the rest of the cycle looks like. I don't think that they will be as good as the cyclers that we got in Lord of the Rings, but something to keep an eye on.
And we got 2-mana basic land cyclers
that are colorless too.
Oh, yeah, we did in Ixalan. Yeah, we got some more of those in Ixalan as well. So we have like a swath of these to choose from, which is pretty sweet. So you can kind of like pick whatever works best for your needs.
Please find me one that's better than Lorien Revealed and Troll.
No, I don't think you're gonna. I don't think you're gonna find that, and that's fine. We have them.
Yeah,
I have so many.
They take the top. There are some of our top spots for a reason. They're incredibly powerful cards.
Yes.
Multi-format breaking powerful cards.
does that wrap it up for us?
I don't think so.
I would believe so.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you, 2023.
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to 2024.
Yeah, let's get some new commons and let's get brewing.
Yeah.
Play lots of Magic. You know what else is in 2024? That Pauper Cup, baby.
That's right. Magic Con in February in Chicago. Come say hi. We're gonna depending on how I'm doing in the Pro Tour, I may or may not be playing it. But James and Cameron will certainly be there. So come say hi. Let's have a blast.
I'll for sure be there. Hippo made a face at
I am to be determined, not, but I would like to go.
That's true.
TBT. That'd be really fun. That'd be super fun. If you made it this far, you rock. You know you rock. Give us a 5-star review. There should be a Spotify question. You should answer that. That'd be like super cool. Okay, bye.
Oh, okay. Just like that. We're out. All right.
Goodbye, everyone.
Peace out, fam. Happy New Year.
Be safe.